Today, we've got some exciting news on Twitter directly linking the Department of Homeland Security to Ripple. The United States Treasury Department has referred to the Ripple asset as a digital currency, and with all these endorsements from these governmental agencies, I believe it's only a matter of time before the SEC's grip on this asset starts to lose its credibility. Welcome back to Make Money Online. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications. We'll be right back after this.
GSX is an unprecedented financial asset that combines the best elements of a traditional investment with the backing of a stablecoin and the use cases of many of the largest decentralized currencies like XRP.
Remember back in 2018 when the United States Department of Security recommended the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance given the government's inability to control consensus protocol? So basically, all this tweet is trying to say is that the Department of Homeland Security, Ethereum, Ripple, Jed McCaleb, Consensus, MIT, Lubin, Hyperledger are all linked together. In this document released by the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, the U.S. executive department responsible for public security calls out the World Economic Forum as it addresses the three core layers of a futuristic blockchain ecosystem. This platform includes Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum. It's pretty insane to see the DHS sanctioning Ripple as one of the most important blockchain platforms globally. This document contains a straightforward idea. Ripple and Ethereum had always been considered from the beginning since this report was published about 3 years ago. Most of these events have been building up ever since, behind the scenes. Seeing as we have this information at hand, we now know a lot about what the US government thinks about these digital assets, especially our very own favorite XRP, which has been ridiculed by the SEC in most recent times. This is because so many people still believe that the government doesn't acknowledge these technologies. Still, I can tell you that it's not true. Nonetheless, the DHS is regarded as the 7th most powerful agency in the US. In contrast, the SEC isn't even included on the list. Thus, in the 2018 documentation, the DHS recommended working with the Ripple protocol and the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance because the government can't control consensus protocol. If we take a deeper insight into the details of that report, we could find that the platforms, Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum, in addition to their public blockchain, will become interoperable at a fundamental protocol layer. The idea that there is ever only one blockchain ecosystem for any use is quickly regressing into the distance. As such, an all-inclusive supervisory approach would be to appoint a central group that would determine how the application should evolve, instead of trying to garner a consensus among thousands of stakeholders for every change. Thus, Bitcoin and Ethereum have no central authority, making governance a challenge, whereas XRP does, making it once again the favorite for such operations. So whether Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum will become interoperable and be the ledger of ledgers are becoming fiercely increasing among this government agency. Just as the proposition for the public blockchain to become interoperable at a fundamental protocol layer with collaborative governance, each layer becomes even more sought after. Moving on to the SEC's case with Ripple, if the SEC wanted to keep on leading us on, that is, if they never wanted XRP to have clarity, then they would never have filed a lawsuit in the first place. So it doesn't matter how much more time the SEC requests, because in the end, no matter the amount of time granted to the SEC, this lawsuit will eventually come to an end. And then we'd all have clarity on XRP and the entire crypto space in the US. The whole point of suing Ripple was because some agencies, maybe the DHS, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or others needed clarity on the actual status of XRP. And the only way they could get that out to the general public was if they settled in court. That way the DHS and the likes can afterward publicize its affiliations with XRP. On the aspect of the judge's elongation of the rebuttal deadline, the judge is likely trying to prevent an event of an appeal from the SEC on her final verdict. And this is critical because if Ripple wins in the final judgment, these extensions by the judges in response to the SEC's demands will serve as a reason not to allow for an appeal to be granted by the court when that happens. Furthermore, since the judges did straight up assert that the litigation should be done in less time, should the final verdict be ruled in favor of Ripple, the SEC can't claim they didn't have enough time to prove their point. Hence, the SEC would most likely file for an appeal against that ruling. So we could look at the extension time as a win-win situation for Ripple. With the judge's extension of the timeline, it'll be bullish for Ripple Labs and the entire defendants in the case, given that would provide more clarity in the long term, just as it could preclude the final ruling from being appealed. The judge already knows how she intends to rule this case, as she's probably seen enough of the drama. And just as stated in previous trials with this lawsuit, the judge had said that what Ripple did was of minor importance compared to what the SEC did. XRP is not a security, as we can see from these assertions as earlier mentioned by the Department of Homeland Security, the WEF, the IMF, and the FSOC's endorsements of Ripple. So what the judge is doing right now is conveniently providing the SEC with all the time it can get so as to avoid the event of an appeal when the final ruling eventually gets served. With all of that, we can confidently affirm that XRP is going to hit some significant landmarks. If you've been following along with us in our previous videos on the price of XRP over the last couple of days, pretty much all of the chart analysts we know on here and on Twitter have been putting out a bit of a hither and thither kind of prediction in the direction that the market is going to take. In the interim, no one is to be blamed for that, given the events surrounding Ripple and XRP. In addition to the fact that there is a little bit of a breach in the amount of data needed to have a clear-cut prediction on the market's route. With cryptocurrencies, when we're talking about chart analysis, it's all about probability outcomes. We could put a $10 price prediction for XRP in the near to mid-term from a conservative approach. Instead, we've got this triangle pattern alongside asymmetrical and ascending triangles, which is highly unpredictable. So what does that tell us? It means there could be a breakout to the upside or a breakdown to lower lows. But given this scenario, we can say that the two largest cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are looking to be bullish. The rest of the altcoins will catch up with the bull trend as we enter more deeply into Q4. If Ripple wins the case, that could quickly help the token enter into the bull move to a newer all-time high. Unfortunately, XRP appears to repeat a similar structure to the one we saw earlier this year. Nevertheless, suppose it continues to play out. In that case, the price of this digital asset could consolidate on an uptrend until mid-November before breaking out slightly past the current all-time high. Contrary to popular belief that the US government doesn't want to get involved with the crypto space, these government agencies don't publish their research. Instead, these collaborations are initiated in private. Once things stabilize, the rules are posted publicly. That's precisely the case with the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. Unfortunately, many folks are under a misguided interpretation with regards to that. But in reality, what this litigation between Ripple and the SEC brings to the table is much more beneficial to the crypto-based payment company than detrimental. This lawsuit provides XRP with the clarity it had always sought after through the court. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on bell notifications. We also have a free Discord group where we share daily signals, and now you can also support us on Patreon. We have a special offer for our first 100 members, only $9.99 for our VIP Discord channels, where we share much more in-depth analysis and even one-on-one sessions. And make sure you check out the GSX competition for your chance to win big. Links are below, and if you have any questions, drop us a comment. And we'll see you next time.
Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes. Hollywood perfect.